Hi, this is Stephanie Farron, Tech Facilitator at Butler High School, and this video is about integrating Google Files with your Canvas courses. There are many different ways that you can integrate your Google Files with your Canvas courses. You can simply copy and paste the links from Google into Canvas. You can also use the HTML code to embed or hand out copies of the files in Canvas. In addition, you can change the URL of the Google Doc to hand out copies or embed them. And then Canvas has some features, including directly embedding or linking Google Files in Canvas itself, and using the external submission tool to have students complete work in a Google file in Canvas and submit. For the purposes of this video, we're going to start with the first three, and then we'll have a second part of the video that will cover the remaining two. Before we begin in Canvas, we need to go into our Google Drive and talk about share settings. So I'm in my Google Drive and I'm going to open a file that I want to share with my students. Now, as a reminder, by default, all Google files are private when you upload them or create them in Google. We're going to need to come over to the Share button on the right-hand side and adjust the share settings. In this box, I can enter email addresses of teachers or students that I specifically want to see the file. However, I can also click Advanced, and by default it is private. I can click this Change button and change the link sharing for everyone. So in link sharing, the top is the least restricted down to the bottom are the most restricted. So the top one, public on the web, means anyone can search in Google and find your file and access it. The next one down, anyone with the link, means the person has to have the link to your file. You can't just search it on Google, but once they have the link, they can access it. The next one down, anyone in Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools, means anyone logged in with a Charlotte-Mecklenburg School Google account can search and find your file. The next one down is anyone in CMS that's logged in and has the link could find your file, and then the bottom one is private or specific people. So it doesn't matter which one you change, but if you're going to start with a file and copy it into Canvas for students to access, you need to make sure you adjust your link sharing. Generally, I always pick this one just in case students are not logged with their CMS account at home. We won't have those issues. Additionally, you have the access option. There are 3 levels of access in Google: View, Comment, and Edit. The least restrictive is at the top to the most restrictive. So I normally leave student files as view, and the reason being is I don't want students to alter my original file in any way. That way they can view the file, but they cannot make any changes. Comment allows them to click the comment button and make comments down the side of the page that anyone opening the file would see, but they cannot change your original comment or your original content. And the top one is Edit, which means that any one of your 30, 60, 120 students can open the file and alter it. So like I said, most of the time I leave it as View for students. When I click Save, it gives me a link to share. I'm going to copy that. I also can copy the link up here in the address bar, either one. So for purposes of this course, I'm going to actually create an assignment in Canvas, but you can use it for multiple types of assignment things in Canvas. So in this video, I'm just in my Canvas sandbox. You can do it in any course that you wish. I'm under Assignments, and I'm going to click a new assignment. But just so you know, what I'm doing applies to announcements, assignments, discussions, and quizzes, as well as content pages. You can do all these things embedding Google Documents right into them. All right, so I'm going to click plus sign for the new assignment in the top right-hand corner. Once I do that, I'm simply going to title my assignment Google Test, so you can see that. And now I'm in my rich editor text box where I normally would put my directions. Right here is where I can simply copy and paste my URL link that I got from Google. My students would have access to it as soon as they click it. If I don't like the big long address, I also could type the words that I want my students to see and then use the URL link to make my page a little bit cleaner. Both of these will be the exact same thing when my students see it. So that's how to copy a Google file and simply paste it in. Now, if I want the same thing to happen, but instead of the students just accessing my file, I want them each to get a copy of the file that they would then have in their Google Drive, similar to Google Classroom, and then have them either take that file, complete it, and submit it back to me in Canvas. There's just a simple step. So we're going to go back into the same assignment, And if you notice for these documents, if you look at the address link, you'll notice that every address link has something in common. There's a backslash and then the word edit and maybe some other words. So if I go back to the document, there it is as well. So if I copy this address again, doesn't matter which address I use, and I come in and I erase the words back to the backslash. Instead of the word edit, I make the word copy. When I save the document this time, it will force every student in the class to get a new copy of the assignment and put it in their drive. So if I click this assignment, you've probably seen this before in another Canvas course. When the students get it, they click here and makes a copy of this document in their file. You have your original file, and instead of going to the copier machine to make a file, you've done it on Canvas. They can digitally submit it to you. So let me show you what a digital submission looks like from the student side. The first thing you want to make sure the students have done prior to this is that they have gone into their account settings on Canvas, which is their little person and the red menu on the left, and you go under settings. We need to make sure that Canvas has authorized Google Drive under registered services. So that way Google Drive is not sitting on the right hand side, it's sitting on the left hand side. If students have not done this, then they won't have this extra function. So we need to click it and authorize. Same thing for teachers if they haven't done it. Once they do this, when they come into an assignment, and I'm in a student view, when they have the assignment and the directions, perhaps even the copy of the file, when you come down, you need to have selected text online submission entry as a teacher. It doesn't matter which one you've selected because one of the tabs across will always be Google Drive. The students can click Google Drive. It will access automatically their Google Drive inside of Canvas. Their folders will show up first and then followed directly by the files. Your file, if they made a copy, will be the first file under all the file folders. They simply select it and they click Submit Assignment. Why this is better as a teacher is because if students are submitting their work via Google in Canvas, Canvas is literally taking a snapshot of the date and time that the student said they submitted their work. They can also go back and edit it, but the teacher will not see edited work. They will only see the snippet that was taken, date and time. So this actually makes it more efficient for the teacher in that the student can't edit the work after the fact. They can always resubmit it as many times as they want, but literally Canvas is taking a snapshot in their drive at that moment they click submit. So that's really nice as a teacher.